he actually deleted the video because the entire time he was talking about how he was still on carnivore when we all know he's actually animal-based right now.
I don't want to make mistakes. Made a mistake. Took the video down. I said the guy was carnivore, even though he's not actually carnivore. He does eat a little bit of fruit, a little bit of honey.
What is an animal-based diet? An animal-based diet is a way of eating that I think is a very evolutionarily consistent diet for humans.
But that was not the point of the video. And yeah, everyone's pointing out, I get it. I don't want to make mistakes. Made a mistake. Took the video down. The video is a Natty or not. That's the main point. And so if I get his name wrong, is it Saladino or Saladino? If I say a little thing wrong, it doesn't have anything to do with the actual video. It's a Natty or not, okay? And so you can now watch this video that's been corrected. He's not a carnivore person.
Why fruit and honey, things like squash, fat sources, raw dairy, all kinds of good stuff.
Would it be the same thing like saying I have a plant-based diet? You know, I eat a lot of vegetables and fruits and I also eat animal products? Whatever. And so please enjoy the video. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. He has every right to do whatever he wants. But if he's saying he's 100% natural and he's not, well, that's where I come into play. And so just like the Liver King saying he was 100% natural, that he didn't touch anything, well, we're going to show you the evidence to support Paul Saladino not being natural. He decided to post his blood work. He said, I'm going to explain why my blood records, they don't make sense. And so we're going to go over his blood work and show you that I do believe he's taking enclomiphene. And in case you don't know what enclomiphene is, it seems to be the new fake natty drug of choice. You don't have to inject it, you take it in a pill form, and oftentimes it can up to double your production of testosterone. And so many of your favorite YouTubers, your natural stars, they're saying, hey, I don't take anything, but they're actually on a banned performance-enhancing drug known as enclomiphene. And so he's showing two of his blood works. The first one, his total testosterone was over 900. And yes, it's possibly over 900 natural, but it's not very common. And notice his free testosterone, it's actually over 14, which is very good, especially considering he's 45 years of age. But look at what happens in the next blood work. Testosterone total, 776, but free testosterone over 25. Literally in the high zone. And what could do that? Enclomiphene.
As I've been very clear about in the past, the only supplements I take are heart and soil supplements. I don't do TRT. I've never taken peptides.
And so notice he says, I don't take steroids. I don't take HRT. Did he say I don't take enclomiphene? I don't think so. And if you're truly 100% natural, you're going to say, I don't take anything. I don't take growth hormone. I don't take peptides, testosterone, HRT. I don't take anything. I don't take any banned performance-enhancing drugs. Whatever's on the WADA list, whatever you see there, I don't take it.
That was a bit of an outlier. And as you'll see later in my labs, the LH, the luteinizing hormone, was bumped at the time of my last testosterone. I'm not sure why that was.
And notice he says his LH was through the roof. It was above the reference range. And he just glances over that. I'm not sure why that is. Did you know that enclomiphene does that? And so imagine this, his LH and FSH, free testosterone, they're all through the roof, out of the reference range. He says, oh, I don't know what happened. Let's just glance over that. But I'm 100% natural. Or is it more likely he's taking enclomiphene, which is exactly what that does?
The free testosterone is probably what's more important. And with my testosterone of 76 now, my free testosterone is much higher than it was when my total testosterone was 903.
And in case you're wondering, I'm on HRT and my free testosterone is in the 14s. His is 25. And also, what you need to know is when you take enclomiphene, it's not automatically going to make your LH go above the reference range, but what it's going to do is make it go up. If you are only at 2 or 3, perhaps it's going to go to 4 or 6. But if you are at 5, it's going to go even higher. And so what enclomiphene does is it's increasing your LH and increasing that free testosterone. And so remember, the effects are going to be different. If you take only 12.5 milligrams versus 25 versus even 50, it's going to have a dose-dependent effect. The higher dose, the most likely going to be the higher the results. And so one thing you would do is you'd be getting this blood work done to see where your levels are at. If they're too high, you could lower the dose. Perhaps instead of doing it every single day, you only do it every other day.
My SHBG now is 69, which is still above normal, but it's down from where it was a month ago. I'll show you guys that in a moment.
If your SHBG is getting to 100 plus, it may have a negative effect. Your fasting insulin is just too low. And so please moderate your diet. based on your own doctor's orders as well as your blood work. And one of the things we know about enclomiphene is it can decrease your IGF-1 levels. And notice his levels are between 103 and 129. Now, although it's not below the reference range, it's not very good. It's on the lower end of the spectrum. And so could it not be that he's taking enclomiphene and it's caused his IGF-1 levels to go down? And considering the guy is 6'1", has a lot of muscle, is very lean, you wouldn't expect these kind of results for somebody with very low IGF-1 levels. You would expect them to have much higher IGF-1. And so another case in favor of him taking enclomiphene.
I've actually been doing phlebotomy. Just take my blood and then we just give it to plants or throw it out. So essentially bleeding out of my veins.
And so he goes on a tangent explaining why his red blood cell count is too high, that it's got to be something to do with his diet, whatever. He's doing bloodletting, literally phlebotomy, allowing blood to be released from his body because he has too much iron. But does he not realize that perhaps it's from taking enclomiphene? I mean, does that not explain everything?
My cholesterol is here. People are always quite interested in this. And this is an interesting set of cholesterol.
Well, his LDL cholesterol, it's through the roof. It's not good. It's the cholesterol that you don't want to have too much of. And so that is very high.
Both those blood results that were shown in the video that he deleted were from before when he was carnivore versus after when he was actually on animal base. So that's why there was differentiations in the actual blood work.
And this LDL is 164, eating carbohydrates and fruit and honey. So there's really no evidence that I have familial hypercholesterolemia at all.
But even worse, his ApoB, it's very high. We see on two tests, 134 and 93. And so as you can see, it's flagged. It says it's high. And so what kind of diet is this? Or could it be that he's taking enclomiphene? And so remember, just because enclomiphene can increase your testosterone levels doesn't mean it's overall healthy for your body.
You see that my LDL is actually now 130 down from 179, but I have to do more blood work to see if this trend continues. Again, I don't think LDL is a problem.
And so the problem is Paul Saladino saying, oh, don't worry about your LDL. Don't worry about that negative cholesterol because after all, it doesn't matter. Well, I'll tell you what matters. Rock, I disagree with you. It does matter. He can't just fabricate stories to defend his own diet and his blood work. This is one thing people often do. They get blood work done, and instead of thinking, oh, it's the PDs that they're taking, they're thinking, oh, it's something else. It's genetics, it's this, it's that. They don't want to take ownership. And so please be careful if taking enclomiphene.
I'd love to see my T3 a little higher, but body temperature is pretty solid, like I said, when I check it in the morning. So those are all of my blood work results this time.
And so notice Paul Saladino, he quickly goes over and he shows his ApoB levels very, very quickly, but glances over it. He doesn't address it. Why do you think that is? He doesn't want you to see those results. He doesn't want you to focus on that. And so he'll show all the good parts and avoid the bad. And so let me know in the comment sections, do you think that Paul Saladino is 100% natural? Do you think he may be taking enclomiphene? And so if you ever watch his videos, you'll see how much controversy he provides. Oftentimes people show me videos and say, hey, did you know this? Did you see that? I'm like, just because this guy says that doesn't mean it's true. And so please do your own research. Don't blindly follow some diet without knowing anything about it. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to watch one of those boobs. Like the video if you liked it. Don't forget, if you're interested in my cookbooks, training books, coaching plans for me and my team, we've got the Circle Diet book, all you ever wanted to know about how to lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. And until next time, I am out.